The issue with how you're playing right now is a really defensive approach.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, nigga!
The issue with really defensive approaches is that you find yourself in this situation. See where your back is? Yeah, your back is at the invisible wall. The reason why this is an issue is because they will have more opportunities to do the thing to you. If you don't know what the thing is a very broad term for basically any offensive structure at all, right? They have more opportunities to do it to you than you to them. Mr. Schnoz and knows a nerd for sure. Let's see what was going on in your games. Here could have been a much larger punish. If you're aware of this situation here, right, you can definitely go for like a bigger punish and whatever have you, right? So just keep it in mind, the fact that you can go for a larger punish here. If you decide to go for something like this, you know what I mean, you can get a return on it, but like, you know, what's the point in getting a return that is like less than optimal? You know what I mean? So once you're in master, I'm going to be picking on more of the small things that you do, just because these small things result in wins or losses at the end of the day. Okay, put up portals. Yep. No. After the overhead, if you were gonna go for an option here, ideally, number one, this could have gone sweep for sweep, but it's okay. Right after this, right, going for something like this, that is the correct thing to do, right? That will be the correct option. But by going for this, going for crushing medium punch without the plus frames from a drive rush, it gives them the opportunity to scraggle their way out of the situation. All right, after this instance, it just got messier and messier. Okay, you try to go for standing heavy kick, standing heavy punch to check the space, right? But I would one up you or ask you in these cases here, if you know he's approaching, it'll be a little bit easier, especially because he just dashed. It'll be a little bit easier to just go for a crouching medium punch. The reason why I take crouching medium punch is it just has less startup, and even if you happen to mess up, it's very hard to whip punish. It is like almost the top 2 or top 3 hardest buttons to whip punish in this game. Instead of going for standing heavy punch, okay, he went for something fraudulent, and then you went for drive reversal. Drive reversal was but I understand where your head was at. Now this part is the part I have an issue with. Why? Tell me why. There's no need for this, okay? So if you're going to lose, at least lose to something that you know. You wake up and you lose that way, sure. You know what? Sure, it happens. But to wake up with level 3 on round 2 is not a wise decision. Because now you go into the 3rd round without all of your stocks in a row. Which means you're that much weak. Wait! You losing to this opponent is unacceptable, Mr. Schnoz? No. Why? So if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you need some help. Lord knows I did at some point. But here's the thing, you want your favorite content creators to come and help you. But let's be real, they're charging like $60 per hour. You don't need that. But when I got you good. Over on this channel, I do free coaching sessions on Tuesdays and on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. EST. So what does that look like? I essentially go over your matches. I can give you tools so that you can succeed the next time you open up rank. So once again, join my Discord. Wait till I'm live either on Tuesdays or on Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. EST. Be there or be square. And yeah, I'm not your favorite pro, but I'm available. those pros are not available. So once again, join the live, get better, and I'll help you improve. Back to the video. Okay. Oof, who you're triggering? Mr. Schnoz. Okay? I need you to understand that sometimes just because someone neutral jumps doesn't mean you have to anti-air them. Okay? You heard me. With that being said, your crouching heavy punch has been reverted. You don't need to go to such means to anti-air at this point. Okay, the reason why I say this is because you're blowing yourself up every time you try and go for this. It's very unfortunate that your opponent doesn't have punishes, but you're putting yourself in a serious deficit by doing this. So let's talk about how you're playing right now. The issue with how you're playing right now is a really defensive approach. The issue with really defensive approaches is that you find yourself in this situation a lot. See where your back is? Yeah, your back is at the invisible wall. The reason why this is an issue is because they will have more opportunities to do the thing to you. If you don't know what the thing is a very broad term for basically any offensive structure at all, right? They have more opportunities to do it to you than you to them. Because your back is to the wall, you can now get throw loop by Ryu, and if you throw loop, you might be incentivized to drop a level 1 or a level 3, in which he will standing heavy kick you into Bombo City, in which you'll die. Giving your opponent this much agency over what happens is ill-advised. The reason being is because you want to put them in the corner because your mix is scary as well. Now, with that being said, how can we remedy this? In order to remedy this, you're going to have to play a little bit more aggressive. We did get the combo. We should have gotten the combo. We did everything we were supposed to do. Back throw. Then we hit standing heavy punch. Keep thinking standing heavy kick for some reason. We hit standing heavy punch. Okay. Spin. Put them in the corner. Activate portals. Make them guess. But instead, now we're in this very awkward situation. And then you're treating this guy like he has anti-airs. And I don't even think I've seen a proper anti-air from him. So the main issue here is that the lack of aggression is just not even there. It seems that we need to talk about the art of the counter poke. Okay? If your opponent is in the neutral, okay, you need to realize that you have some agency over what goes on at this distance, okay? By going for something like this or going for like something like this is an option that is afforded to you because you're now at this range. Use your normals. Use 5H thing. Use 5H cancel into drive rush. Right? And then we can throw off of it. Use your different options to make your opponent guess. You have this agency. Now, if your opponents start making adaptations, then sure, we have to make different changes, right? But aside from that, there should be no reason why you're not blowing up your opponent, or at the very least taking space using this, right? Remember the options that you have available to you. So options like 5H into medium kick, quarter circle medium kick, right? Cancel. So we can bait out, we can go into cancels to bait out parries. Right? We can also decide to go for crouching medium punch. We can also decide to go for drive rush into crouching medium punch, just because it's such a hard button to deal with, right? We can also do drive rush, crouching medium punch into the thing. All right, we have a plethora of options, but instead we're just choosing to kind of just stand here and do nothing. Right? Instead, we should be looking for opportunities to take over the game and control the game better. By just standing in place, you're not really accomplishing anything. Dude, let's go back here. Okay, let me show you something. I want to make this abundantly clear. Okay, I want you to notice your placing. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit faster. Look at your placing. Look at where your feet is. Look at your general thing from the corner. look where you decided to stand the entire time of that sequence. The entire time. And then now you're stuck in the corner, and you were stuck in the corner the entire time. Instead of advancing, you stood in the same place, and that forced you into a situation where when he decided to get close to you, you're already in the corner, and the situation's already bad from there. So the main issue, number one, is your spacing and keeping yourself in the corner. Number two, it's your aggression types. How you go about starting your offense right now. Yes, you do use standing heavy punch, but you don't use your crouching medium punch at all in the ranges that you ideally should use them, because they're very useful in these cases, right? Because when you're at this range, it makes it that much easier to go for something like this, because that button is so good. The crouching medium punch is a really good option to exude in these cases, right? Just because you can not only check them, but it gives you enough time to react to things, unlike standing heavy punch. Standing heavy punch, you can drive rush off of it and then get the DI, but again, you have to expend so much meter to go for an option like that. I want you to notice that how often you find yourself in the corner. This is not a good thing. See? He did something foolish. You got a crouching crouching light kick punish. Not the greatest, but we take what we can. Okay. Now, ideally, your goal should be trying to push them towards the corner. Okay, but instead you're sitting here in place. If your opponent has a fireball, they will just sit there. Or if anything, if I were in that situation, occasionally throw a fireball, and if you want to pierce, I'm going to take that, and eventually my meter is going to come back. Or you're going to realize that I'm just sitting in place, and then you're going to run to me, and then you're going to make a bad decision. But instead of taking the initiative here, you plant it up. So I already watched the end of this, but I wanted to go back and show you what happened here, okay? So this is what I mean by if you stay in the corner, you're giving the opportunity to your opponent to do it to you. Observe. Okay, yeah, hit the level 2 on reaction, which was really cool, by the way. We would think that you would finish the game here, but unfortunately, no. Doesn't close out in your favor. Okay, you're playing it. You try to do the jank anti-air, and he does jump Tatsu, air Tatsu. And guess what happens? You lose. Why? Because you gave your opponent the chance to do the thing to you. With that being said, I hope that it enlightens you on what you need to do moving forward. Work on that offense, work on approaching your opponent, because if you don't make those moves, your opponent will, and you'll find yourself back to the corner. With that being said, any questions?